This morning's bulletin. I am Eric Mawuena Egbeta. Let's get into the details now. And we're beginning from the Kumu constituency in the Ashanti region because the Electoral Commission has rubbished a notice of post circulating on social media platforms claiming to be related to the upcoming by-elections. The alleged notice has the photos of the two independent candidates wearing kente cloth and the said candidate with a symbol of a bird. But the EC in a statement yesterday said no such notice has been issued from their offers. We're staying in that constituency, and the two major political parties yesterday wrapped up campaigns with grandeur ahead of Tuesday's election. My colleague William Evansinkum has a wrap of everything that transpired.
Kumawu has now become the epicenter of political activities. On the part of the MPP, all hands on deck. It's a strategy that they have adopted within the last couple of weeks. Moving from house to house, and today it is the climax time. But to Richard Anyagba, the massive show of development here has nothing to do with the fact that there is an election.
The idea is, going forward, this is the kind of seriousness you're going to see from the New Patriotic Party. We want to demonstrate to Ghanaians, and beginning from Kumawu, as we've always done, to say that we appreciate the votes that we get from them.
Well, on the part of the NDC, they've also been very solid on the ground since the former president, who is now the flag bearer of the party, came in. One would say it has galvanized them to action. In the Kumawu constituency, the NDC hasn't shown much when it comes to figures. In fact, in the 2020 election, it was one of their all-time lows.
You are seeing is an indication that the party is prepared and wants to see that everything is done according to the rules of the game. It's part of the boot for boot we are talking about. But the real boot for boot is at the polling station.
Well, staying on this particular matter, political science lecturer at the University of Ghana, Dr. Asante, says the governing New Patriotic Party cannot afford to lose the Kumawusi despite the current economic challenges.
For this government, the MP, it is more interesting, and they need to do what they are doing simply because all our odds are against them. The economy is not in good shape. Times are hard. There are economic and political challenges and all that. So if you are to lose this seat, it's going to send all manner of signals.
That's political science lecturer at the University of Ghana, Dr. Asante. We'll return away from this and we'll return to politics much later. And the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission has charged the Controller and Accountant General to cease payment of some unearned allowances to some staff of the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. It follows ongoing payroll audits by the Commission as part of its mandate. In a letter addressed to the Controller and Accountant General, Chief Executive of the Commission, Engineer Benjamin Arthur, said the Commission had discovered the payment of illegal allowances to staff who were not entitled to same. They are further demanding a refund of more than 2 million cedis in unearned allowances to staff of the company. And just walking you briefly through the 4 categories of allowances which are meant for directors and above, currently being enjoyed by some staff below the rank of directors. Rent allowance, with 739 staff enjoying that. Domestic servant cleaner allowance, 4 staff. Domestic servant cook, 3 staff. Domestic servant watchman, 60 staff. Housing, 8 staff. Entertainment allowance, 61 staff. And utility, that's electricity, water and telephone, 59 staff. And the statement goes on to say that this should be immediately stopped and taken off the payroll. To some more news now, where the response time of personnel of the Ghana National Fire Service yet again became the subject of controversy following yesterday's fire, which gutted more than 40 mobile phone and accessory retail shops at the Kwame Nkrumah Circle. The incident is one of 2 separate fire outbreaks that occurred same day in the Ayawaso Central Municipality. The immediate cause of the fire is yet to be ascertained. There's a lot more in this news desk report.
The fire, which attracted hundreds of people to the scene, was reported to have happened around 1 o'clock Sunday afternoon, when most of the shop owners had not reported to work. Others who had opened their shops for business then decided to douse the fire by themselves. We've backed the fire. However, their efforts were not enough to douse the infection fast gutted close to 30 shops. The fire was devastating. Owners of the affected shop, those who have gone for loans to restock their shops on Saturday, could not console themselves much.
Our men at Circle were responding to under fire at Kotobabi. As we speak right now, they are still there, responding to that fire involving a bakery and some wooden structures over there. So when they left fighting that fire, then this fire happened behind them. So we had to call on our people from Makola and their ministries and parliaments and even Flagstaff to come here to solve the issue.
Let's see. Personnel from the Ghana National Fire Service and in that news desk report. We do matters on the economy now, where former Deputy Finance Minister Kweku Rekithagen says that the country did not deserve the International Monetary Fund loan because there are painful conditions to meet. Speaking to 3FM, Mr. Hagen said Ghanaians should prepare for more hardship.
We actually desperately needed this program. But to be honest with you, the government actually doesn't deserve it. This is a reluctant government that basically stubbornly, reluctantly didn't want to go for this program. So the commitment was actually not there. If you look at what has been negotiated, in as much as we need a deal, what is being agreed is quite frightening. It's going to be very difficult. It's quite an ambitious program if you go through this. The things that we have to do, it tells you clearly they are the right things to do. By the time within which it has to be done, in 16 or so structural reforms, 7 of them will have to happen this year.
That's former Deputy Finance Minister Kweku Rekithagen. Away from this and to a lot more politics now, because the former President John Dramani Mahama says he is grateful to God that the NDC did not win the 2020 general elections, an election in which he was presidential candidate. According to him, should the NDC have won, they would have been the ones faced with the present economic situation that has led to haircut and the country also going to the International Monetary Fund. He made the comments during a Thanksgiving service at the Ringway Gospel Center Assemblies of God on Sunday following Saturday's primaries. Let's end with the newly launched reality TV show Perfect Match Extra, and it promises to be exciting for a lot of viewers on TV3 as it's already getting steamy inside the house as Perfect Match Extra kicks off on your house of entertainment. Here is MG, manager of TV, Francis Doku, speaking at the launch of the event.
The perfect match. And so we're putting a lot more into it. There'll be reality, there'll be action. We believe, as we've said, there'll be some betrayal and all that. So it is giving more content to our audience and giving a lot more opportunity to our clients to reach out to their audiences. So, yes, we want to ensure that we live by our promise by giving a lot more to our audience. So Perfect Match is just one of the many content that TV3, you know us for, we're introducing this time, and we want to give a lot more reality to our audience. This will be 24-hour television content on TV and online, and we believe that...
That's Francis Doku's group head, MGTV, ending this morning's edition of the news here on 3FM 92.7. As always, a lot more news if you log on to 3news.com. Johnny Hughes, the rest of the Sunrise team, they're next with the best breakfast show in the capital. I am Eric Mawuena Egbeta.